Elsewhere in business, shares in Japan ended the day at a 3-month high after details emerged of a bigger-than-expected spending plan to stimulate its ailing economy. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party is expected to pass the $154 billion package that contains measures to encourage the use of solar panels and fuel-efficient cars. The Bank of England has left interest rates on hold at a historic low of 0.5%. Borrowing in Britain has been cut 6 times since October, and with little further room to maneuver, the bank's been exploring other options to boost the economy, such as expanding the money supply. And such was the success of Germany's car scrapping scheme that it's decided to triple its size. Owners of cars that are at least 9 years old can trade in their old set of wheels for a new, fuel-efficient model and receive a 12,000 dirham bonus at the same time. Take-up of the initial offer drove German car sales last month to their highest level in 10 years. The current property slowdown is not all bad news for everyone. Rents in Dubai have now eased enough that some residents are finding it suddenly affordable to move into bigger and better accommodation. National reporter Robert Ditcham joins me now for more on this. Robert, tell me, let's start with the numbers. Just how low are rents falling?
Well, in the Springs, which is a very popular community on Sheikh Zayed Road, we have a 40% decrease in the last 6 months, which is according to a company called Landmark Advisory. And in Discovery Gardens, which is a community on the outskirts of Dubai near the marina, we've got a 41% decrease in rents in the last 6 months. But what's interesting is that the rental decline shows no sign of easing. So we've had a 17% decrease in the last month alone in the Springs and a 14% in the last month alone in Discovery Gardens.
That's great news if you're in the market for new accommodation and your lease is coming up. But it's not just the prices, I understand. It's also that suddenly there's more leeway as far as how many checks.
Yeah, everything's becoming a little bit easier for tenants. It's now a tenant's market rather than a landlord's market. So before, where landlords could sort of name their price and put any conditions they wanted to, such as one check and huge rents, now we're seeing tenants being given that more flexibility. For example, rents are sort of demanded in 4 payments or even as much as 12.
And I know your story in tomorrow's paper focuses mostly on people who are trading up within Dubai, but of course there are also ramifications for commuters.
Yeah, what we're seeing is a sort of reverse migration. What happened before when prices were going up in the centre of Dubai was that people who couldn't afford those rents were being forced out to the outskirts. The people were taking accommodation in Sharjah, which was cheaper, in Al Ain, and even sort of outskirts of Dubai, like International City and Mirdif, to take advantage of cheaper prices. Now that the prices in the centre are coming down, very attractive areas like Jumeirah Beach Residence, other areas in Dubai Marina, the Springs, we're seeing people take advantage of those rents and re-migrate to the centre.
Okay, so great news if you're looking to rent in Dubai. Is there any sign that the trend could be copied here in Abu Dhabi?
Well, Abu Dhabi is still suffering from a shortage of rentable accommodation. One of the reasons that prices are going down in Dubai is that at the same time as there's been a contraction in the job market, there's been a huge increase in the number of available properties with the completion of things like International City and Discovery Gardens. In Abu Dhabi, we haven't had that completion of huge properties on Reem Island and Al Raha Beach. So we haven't seen that decrease in prices yet, but there are signs in areas on the outskirts like Al Raha Gardens that prices are starting to come down. Whether we'll see that in the city centre remains to be seen.
Still to come on Inside the National, an update on the Emirates' progress towards qualification in cricket's World Cup. And we're off to Dubai Creek to see the Downs, where traders and tourists alike are enjoying the fact that it's business as usual.